The Indian Brand and Leadership Conclave, organized by the Brand Story, saw a significant gathering of industry leaders and experts, celebrated outstanding achievements and contributions in various fields, honoring brands and individuals with prestigious awards in different categories.
I would like to invite our special guest Shri Suresh Prabhu, a former Union Minister and Senior Policymaker of India.
Let's watch an exclusive interview of leading brands and leaders of the nation.
Brand creates an impression, a perception, which probably makes us believe that whatever is stated that goes with the brand is true. But the challenge is, because brand building can be done with professionals so effectively, that once a brand is built, then we have to accept that this must be true because everybody is buying. How can I say it is not good? I am paying for it. So brand is a very important icon, a very important perceptive reality. At the same time, brand can also create so many challenges. But in modern world, nobody has any time to go into details of that, and it is not even possible. Forget modern world anytime. If I am going to go and buy a particular gadget, what technical knowledge I will possess to understand whether it's a good gadget or a bad gadget? I'd go by what people think about it. So many people have liked it. Oh, it must be good. Out of 10, 9.5 endorsement. So it has to be good. So brand is a necessity in today's world because of this, because otherwise you cannot understand this complexity associated with a product or a process or a service. And therefore, brand has become reality, and brand is also posing a challenge. And therefore, in this such a dilemmatic world, dilemma-induced situations, we have to find out how to identify the right brand. And therefore, if you have a right brand, you really follow for it and you really benefit from it, obviously you will develop a leadership out of it. And therefore, this is really a challenge that we have to really do it, and therefore professionals like you will be able to make a commoner dissect between the reality and perception. The challenge is nobody knows what is reality, because reality is also nowadays we are living in an age of virtual reality, augmented reality. So what is reality is again a challenge. Of course, there is also, I forgot to mention my dear friend Mahesh Patil, who is the chairman of the Gujarat Pollution Control Board, is also here. So reality and what is reality is always a challenge. Because till I come to this place, I had an impression about these hotels. When I enter it, I say, oh, it is not the same that I thought of. So that's my reality. But I've seen only one room of that hotel. Today it may be not very well looked after and therefore not very well maintained. So the reality will change the next time I come here. So what is reality is also a very important issue. So reality sometimes is also an illusion. Brand, in a way, is too closer to reality because you have something to really feel it. Whereas reality is abstract. Whereas brand can be something very concrete, and therefore you can feel it, you can make it understand the brand itself. You cannot feel the brand, but you can feel what is associated with the brand. But perception leads us to believe that this is reality. And many times perceptions are more important. How many of you must have met, some of you must have met, I was a little fortunate I met, say President Trump. Americans, half of America worship him. More than half hate him. But most of them have never met Trump. But they have a perception about Trump which some believing rather willing to die for him. And those who have got opportunity, because in the US there is no gun control, they would like to use gun for something else. But this is a problem of perception. Perception creates a different kind of a personality which may not be true. But perception becomes important. Now the challenge is therefore the brand can create a good perceptions. The challenge is, can you convert perceptions into reality that people will not just be swayed by what they are make believe, but you really try to do that. And that's a challenge that we have in today's world. Now we are in election mode. Everybody wants to be a member of parliament. I'm sure most of us want to be, except Mr. Digambar Kamath, who said, no, I don't want to be a member of parliament. But, so if you want to, I was actually member of parliament for many times. I was 4 times in Lok Sabha. I was twice in Rajya Sabha, so at 26 years. So now I said, fine, thank you very much. I've done enough of it. So, point is, today's election, how many people, it's a very large constituency. My constituency had 2 million people, 20 lakhs. So, and it was 350 kilometers in length, 175 kilometers in width. Of course, that was my Lok Sabha constituency. Then, when Prime Minister Modi made me minister and not contested Lok Sabha, I had a bigger constituency because I was a Rajya Sabha MP from Haryana. The whole state is my constituency. Or then Andhra Pradesh, whole state was my constituency. But how many people you think I must have met when I was a member of parliament? Of course, when Lok Sabha, I think I went to all villages. Still, I had not met everybody. And in Rajya Sabha, I have hardly met anybody. So how do people know about me? They get some perceptions about me. And then the perception of Suresh Prabhu is a good person, but they actually meet me, they say, oh, he's the lousiest person. So, making difference between perceptions and reality is something which we should be, those who build a brand must be very careful about. Because one day, the reality is going to catch. You cannot create perception for all the times to come. You can fool many people for many years, but not all the people for all the times, right? So therefore, the challenge now that the election is going on, as we are saying, everybody wants to build a brand for himself or herself. But in the process, after some time, the reality is going to come and bite if it is not a good reality, or it is going to surprise you for better if the reality is better than perception. So brand building, you have to be very careful about making sure that you create a perception through brand, but an eventual reality should not be far away from what you have created as an illusion. And I hope you do that. So for one day time, I am very fortunate that I could come and attend this program. I had to go somewhere else. That's why I was requesting. And in any case, I can see such senior people speaking. So if I have to speak after them, nobody is going to listen to me. So I thought I will take an advantage of the fact that I will speak first before Madhur speaks his Madhur speech and gives us ideas about it. And Mr. Digambar Kamath gives a very invaluable lessons into how to really do brand building and working on that. Mind you, many of you professionals may think brand building is only something to do with commercial world, corporate world, something to do with manufactured products or services. It is also to deal with individuals. The individual brands are now becoming far more important. And I was saying, like, for example, just imagine, now talk about Trump. He created because when he was thrown out of Twitter, now it has become X, Facebook and most of the social media platforms, he created his own media platform. He called it Truth Social. The valuation of Truth Social was $7 billion. And what was the revenue of Truth Social? Revenue, not profit. There's no profit. There's a huge loss of $30-40 million. The total revenue of Truth Social was $6 million, annual revenue. The revenue of $6 million, the valuation is $7 billion. Now, of course, it has come down, again, coming closer to reality. But why I was saying this? That why the valuation went up? Because it was associated with Trump. So, individual brands are now becoming far more valuable than anything else. So, I'm sure during the course of this, Mr. Kamath and others will talk about how to do individual branding, because he has created a brand for himself. So I am sure all of you will listen to this. I thank once again the organizer for inviting me. I don't know for why, because I am neither a brand nor anything to do with branding or no reality to what is happening around me.
Shan, you have to raise.
So I am really thankful to and congratulate you for putting together such an interesting team. Mind you, one thing, right now, India is a most sought after place in the world for many reasons. One of the reasons is people want to move away from China. One of the reasons is that India is a very fast growing economy. One of the reasons is the Indians themselves are responsible for this because They have created their own brand equity, such strong brand equity that wherever you go, the people will say, you are Indian. My God, you must be really doing really well. That's a career it has created. So now, we have to make sure that this is a perception which is really drawing people towards India. Now what we have to do? Now use that perception to convert that perception into reality so that it will remain sustainable, and for all times to come, India will be able to be rising on this wave of popular enthusiasm towards the country. Thank you very much.